Bertemu kembali Minggu Fesyen Kuala Lumpur 2014 menyaksikan pereka fashion tempatan menampilkan kehebatan rekaan masing-masing, dan kali ini ready to wear adalah fokusnya dan ia menjadi platform buat pereka tempatan mencipta nama di persada fashion global. Dan bagi membincangkan lebih lanjut tentang isu yang agak menarik ini, kita bersama publicist fashion iaitu Dodi Mohamad dan juga Zainahi Mohd Zin, nama yang tidak asing lagi dalam bidang fashion industri ini ya. Cik Zai iaitu seorang perunding tatagaya. Okey, Cik Zai mempunyai lebih daripada 2 dekad. Tiga. Mempunyai lebih daripada 3 dekad pengalaman dalam industri fashion ini. Dan Dodi juga banyak tahun ya Dodi berkecimpung dalam industri fashion ini. Dan dengan adanya Kuala Lumpur Fashion Week 2014 yang bermula tahun lepas, bagi pandangan
RTW lepas.
Ready to wear.
Ya.
Okey, bagi pandangan Cik Zai, adakah usaha ini membantu bagi menaikkan industri fashion, terutama sekali tekstil, kerana tekstil lah bermulanya segalanya ya Cik Zai?
Dia membantulah dalam segi create awareness. Dulu kita tengok designer yang yang graduate ni semua nak jadi macam kononnya couturier kan, haute couture, semua nak jadi buat baju wedding semua ni kan. But as of I think 3 years ago, there's suddenly an awareness on ready to wear clothes. So ini saya dah lama dah nak tengok ini terjadi, and since last year dengan Fashion Week yang Fashion Week RTW tu bermula, dan tahun ini tahun kedua, I rasa macam interest designer baru untuk ready to wear ni sangat menggalakkan. Doesn't mean ready to wear ni bukan bermaksud baju office ke, even ready to wear baju raya. So ini amat this development ni sungguh memberangsangkan lah,
Dan bagi Dodi pula, Dodi mempunyai pengalaman pernah organize banyak fashion week, dan Dodi juga merupakan publicist kepada Datuk Jimmy Choo. Dodi pernah pergi ke London, Milan, New York, Paris untuk fashion week, untuk Minggu Fashion di serata dunia. Adakah sama ataupun banyak perbezaannya di antara apa yang kita ada di Malaysia ini, terutama sekali apabila adanya pengkhususan seperti kali ini ialah ready to wear? Adakah begitu juga di negara-negara yang pernah Dodi pergi?
Kalau kita cakap pasal Fashion Week, it is usually, if it's a Fashion Week, it's understandable. It's actually ready to wear, and it's mainly trade anyway. It's trade focused, So if you go to London Fashion Week, they don't actually call it London Fashion Week ready to wear. But anyway, it's because it's understandable. It's on Fashion Week. It's actually for ready to wear collections. Even in Paris, when you talk about the couture collections, then Paris Couture Week. So that's the difference lah. But the thing is, I think, but anyway, it's still, London Kuala Lumpur Fashion Week, it creates the awareness anyway, whatever it is, awareness of fashion, and people will look at fashion as a money earner for the country, so maybe then everything, with that initiative, one day everybody will be looking at it and will be more serious about it, and then, but the thing is, of course, apart from that, aside to that, I think the main thing is really for us to come up with a proper working paradigm for our fashion industry, and then to actually harness whatever we have, the talents that we have, the scene that we have itself, rather than looking out and and I always sort of feel that our people tend to sort of look outward rather than looking inward, So the thing is, we want to shout about fashion, Malaysian fashion. The main thing is really to kind of develop properly a platform for them, and also a proper system. At the moment now, as we could see, we try to emulate, the West doing, spring summer collection, autumn winter collection. But then again, how far can we go with that? Is that really for our industry?
Okey, apakah sistem itu yang kita boleh contohi? Jikalau kita tidak boleh mencontohi sistem spring, summer, fall, winter itu, so apakah antara sistem yang kita boleh lihat daripada maybe our neighbouring country? So apakah sistem yang berkesan di situ?
Okay, the thing is, the main thing is, macam any business that we do, the main thing is really to meet the demands of the market. So we really have to study what market do we have here locally first, before we start sort of trying to sell outside, So we have to, the main thing is we need to really sort of like identify the market. Like any business, that's the main thing we have to do. So we have to be clever about it. We have to be very strategic about it. You need to, so the main thing is really identify our market and then meet the demands of it. And also we also have to recognize what the demands are. And we did something small recently. We did KL Fashion Week. Because we did that because we feel that that is the most important market for our fashion designers. Aside to spring summer collection, autumn winter collection, any designer, big or small, even in KL, outside of KL, they would do Raya collection. So why don't we just focus on that first? Of course, we want to also go. We want to also meet the demands of the buyers, international buyers. But I think we have to also meet the demands of the internal market first, domestic market first. Then it's easier for our designers to really relate to it, and then we can create a system. From then we can expand to meeting international demands.
Okey, dan ada satu lagi trend ataupun strategi pemasaran sekarang yang agak hebat di Malaysia di antara pereka dan juga di antara trade dan manufacturer, itu collaboration ataupun kerjasama dengan sesuatu label yang sudah berada dan sudah besar di pasaran. Kita akan bercakap tentang itu bersama Zainahi dan Dodi selepas kita berhenti berehat sebentar. Kembali selepas ini dalam Bisnes Awal ni. Terima kasih kerana mengikuti Bisnes Awal ni. Bersama saya ialah Zainahi Mohd Zin, seorang perunding tatagaya, dan juga Dodi Mohamad, publicist fashion. Kita menceritakan tentang Minggu Fesyen Kuala Lumpur dan juga bagaimana untuk menaikkan industri fashion di mata dunia. Sebentar tadi kita bercakap tentang mengenal pasti pasaran ataupun kumpulan pasaran yang kita perlu targetkan tu ya, Dodi. Dan sekarang kita ingin menceritakan tentang bagaimana kita boleh meletak positioning ataupun meletak label tempatan itu supaya lebih menonjol di mata dunia. Cik Zai, sekarang ni ada satu jenis strategi pemasaran di mana kolaborasi-kolaborasi yang hebat di antara pereka fashion terkemuka Malaysia dan juga label-label seperti pasaraya. So adakah itu satu langkah yang bijak bagi pereka fashion ataupun sebaliknya?
I think it is satu langkah bijak, and ini bukannya satu fenomena yang baru, like in the West they've been doing it already, like Versace for H&M or whatever. So dengan adanya KL Fashion Week all this events ni, dia telah membuka mata these shopping complexes or departmental stores untuk bergabung tenaga, and in terms of impactnya, I think amat bagus kepada dua-dua pihak, kepada designer maupun kepada departmental store tu. Designer tu pula, katalah let's take Rizalman for example, kan. I mean, kalau seseorang yang muda yang baru bekerja, you cannot afford his couture pieces. So maknanya bila dia membuat satu koleksi yang begitu affordable, so you akan automatically you akan terpanggil nak own one, so it I don't think dia have any adverse effect on his couture brand. I don't think so, but in dalam arti kata lain, dia developkan dia punya clientele database dia tu, so all these people yang baru mula bekerja ni, mungkin satu hari akan jadi dia punya couture client,
Dan apakah impaknya pula kepada produk yang dihasilkan itu, kepada busana yang dihasilkan itu apabila pereka-pereka fashion eksklusif ini pergi untuk bergabung atau berkolaborasi bersama jenama-jenama untuk mass ini. So tentunya quality akan dikompromi kerana ingin merendahkan kos.
I don't agree you kata kompromi. Tak kompromi.
Okay.
You sebenarnya bila you buat manufacturing kan, you mesti faham kain tu and teknik jahitan apa yang sesuai dengan kain tu. Bila you salah guna kain dan salah teknik, itulah dia jadi pakering ke apa, dia tak cantik, dia jadi nampak murah. Tetapi as long as kalau you faham, katalah jersey, okay, and tekniknya, tensionnya macam mana, if you faham tu, if you boleh deliver tu, you will still deliver good quality at that range, you know. You bukan kompromi quality at any level. Tak, you kena faham apa nama ni, produk you tu dulu.
Dan Dodi, apakah impaknya Minggu Fesyen kepada industri fashion, dan apakah impaknya kolaborasi jenama-jenama besar dan juga pereka-pereka eksklusif ini kepada bukan saja industri fashion tetapi kepada end users juga, kepada consumers?
The thing is, of course, kalau macam kolaborasi macam ni, it makes it more accessible to the public. Of course, it's some people might argue, the quality of the branding could be tarnished or something. But I think at the same time, it also promotes your name as well among the masses. So you just have to be clever to strategize on how to sort of like come up with something which is like, still not sort of what you call compromising your quality, but cheap or affordable. Affordable. I mean, people like Karl Lagerfeld has worked with H&M. Even Jimmy Choo has worked with H&M. And if you go to Debenhams, they've got designers. All the known designers are with Debenhams. But of course, they do a separate collection. Just for that market. Then again, it's up to the designers on how they could sort of like strategize their branding to make the most of it.
Dan ada juga pendapat yang mengatakan bahawa untuk menjadi satu nama yang besar di Malaysia ataupun di mana-mana, mereka itu sendiri perlu mencipta nama di luar dan kemudian baru bawa balik ke Malaysia.
Ada duit berbilion-bilion boleh lah. It's going to cost you a lot of money.
It all depends. Tapi from my experience with Jimmy Choo, of course Jimmy Choo actually made it overseas first and came back to Malaysia. But then again, it depends. Datuk was, he had all the elements that he needed, to become successful in London. But then again, it also depends on your luck. And then, people who are with you, who promote you and all that, So you have to get all that together first before you actually, go out of Malaysia. But the thing is, the best thing to do, to me personally, is to really sort of look at what you have now and just harness that first, before you sort of like look at the much bigger picture, outside of Malaysia. So, the thing is, the same thing with, as I said earlier about the fashion industry, the main thing is really sort of our own market first, look at the demands that is in front of us first before we go outside, internationally, whatever, the same thing with our designers too. Look at what you have, what you can do. What is the best thing that you can do for yourself and also for your business, Sometimes, we don't even have a proper, business structure, and straight away we want to go onto the runway. So that is also another mistake that a lot of them make. So when buyers come, they don't know how to relate to the buyers. They don't know how to interact with the buyers. This is the main thing that a lot of buyers highlighted to me. International buyers that I brought in for KL Fashion Week 2006. I was one of the consultants for KL Fashion Week 2006, and then I was responsible for bringing in international buyers and international press. And the main thing they said, a lot of your designers do not know how to interact with the buyers, the international buyers, because they don't have a proper structure. So the main thing is really look at what we have. It's really always important to look inward rather than, outward, really.
Dan Cik Zai sentiasa bekerja bersama pereka-pereka baru dan juga pereka-pereka yang sudah ternama di Malaysia ini. Adakah Cik Zai merasakan, terutama sekali pereka-pereka yang barulah, adakah Cik Zai rasakan banyak lagi usaha yang perlu dimasukkan untuk meningkatkan nama jenama Malaysia, ataupun bagaimana Cik Zai?
Oh yes, banyak lagi kena buat. Especially dalam aspek craftsmanship. Okay, kalau you tak bersedia dengan the craftsmanship, how can you service, I mean you provide for the world, kan tak boleh lah. Until you faham apa itu quality, apa itu yang dikendaki oleh masses, then we still have got a long way to go. Okay lah, for example, I want to quote, even presenting the collection on the runway ni, you know, you tak boleh setakat bagi baju je kat mula pakai, you know, so because it will not work, you know. And I have seen for the past 2 days, I'm so sorry, but I've seen for the past 2 days, you know, models pakai kasut yang dah sengit lah, nak patah lah, so it doesn't give any apa kata, dia tak mencantikkan,
dia tak memberi package yang cantik lah.
So maknanya designer pun you kena fikir bukan setakat baju, the whole thing.
Okay.
So until you understand that whole thing, tak usah fikir jauh-jauh lah, fikir market Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur saja.
Nampaknya kita ada masa lagi ya, Cik Zai dan juga Dodi. Jadi dalam rumusannya untuk menaikkan industri ini, kita kena faham struktur dan juga sistem fashion industry dan juga creativity dan juga the whole package of the fashion. It's a presentation. Okey, dan dengan itu jangan lupa ikuti laporan berita tempatan dan antarabangsa di laman web kami extraordinary.com. Anda juga boleh muat turun aplikasi Extraordinary di Google Play Store dan App Store, dan hantarkan juga pandangan anda ke Twitter, Facebook dan Instagram Extraordinary. Terima kasih Zainahi Mohd Zin dan juga Dodi. Saya Nawati Adnan, teruskan bersama kami di Extraordinary dan salam hormat di hari Jumaat.